James Dennis Wrestling by Colton Dennis. Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first annual James Dennis Wrestling pay-per-view. Tonight, we have 5 of the greatest matches you'll ever see. The first match is a fatal 4-way match for the JDW Ladies Championship. Look at these 4 lovely ladies we have. Lioness vs Hope vs KO vs Raven. Which one of these ladies will be the first JDW Ladies Champion? And here we go, said announcer 1. Oh, here comes Lioness. And look at that. A feline woman friend, huh? Asked announcer 2. Sure thing. And here comes Hope. My God, ain't she beautiful, said announcer 1. Yes, she is, and now here comes KO. You know she's a former black belt, said announcer 2. Well, maybe that'll be helpful in this match. And finally, here comes Raven, said announcer 1. Bell dings. All 4 women are now attacking each other. This will be a fight for the ages, said announcer 2. Definitely will be, said announcer 1. Oh, Raven just got her head smacked off the steel stairs. That hurts, said announcer 1. You don't have to tell me twice, said announcer 2. Oh, and look. Lioness is going to the top rope. I wonder what for, said announcer 1. Lioness does a crossbody onto Hope. Oh, a crossbody, said announcer 2. These 4 beautiful women are fighting with all their hearts, said announcer 1. And there goes Lioness into the barricade. She looks like she's out for the night, said announcer 2. KO kicks Hope in the stomach, then sets her up for a power bomb. Oh, KO is looking for KO bomb. KO picks up Hope, then gives her a power bomb. Oh, the power bomb connects. And she's going for the cover. Wait, Raven just grabbed KO, then rolled her up, said announcer 1. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee 1. Bell dings. And here's your winner and the first ever JDW Ladies Champion. Raven, said announcer 3. Raven holds the title, then starts cheering. Oh, what a wonderful match, said announcer 2. Yeah, and you wonder how KO is feeling. After almost becoming the champion, said announcer 2. So true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, up next, we have ourselves another title match. The JDW tag titles are on the line. We have, in one corner, the Colossal Connection versus the Fabulous Freebirds. And both teams won a battle royal to get here tonight. And right now, we'll have new tag team champions, said announcer 1. Oh, I can't wait, and speaking of which, here come the Fabulous Freebirds, said announcer 2. Here they come, Jericho and Diablo. These 2 are just freaks. I have to say, said announcer 1. Well, they're a little loony. But they can still fight. You have to give them that, said announcer 2. I will. And now here comes the colossal connection. Both are 7-foot monsters. How do you think the Freebirds are going to combat these two men? Asked announcer 1. We'll see soon, said announcer 2. Bell dings. And here we go. The colossal connection versus the fabulous Freebirds, said announcer 1. Buster throws Jericho across the ring. Oh, that has to hurt. You know, Buster has the strength of his team. And Destruction has the speed. Which is odd for a big man, said announcer 2. It is, actually. And, oh, Buster just got hit with a double super kick, said announcer 2. Yeah, but the thing is, Buster is still standing, though, said announcer 1. Both Diablo and Jericho super kick Buster. Buster falls onto the mat. The Destruction gets into the ring, grabs both Diablo and Jericho by their throats, then choke slams them both. Oh, a devastating double choke slam by the Destruction, said announcer 2. Buster tags in the Destruction. The Destruction grabs Jericho by the throat again. Another choke slam is coming, said announcer 1. The Destruction lifts Jericho. Buster sees Diablo getting into the ring, then starts to go through the middle ropes. Referee 2 appears with Buster. The Destruction turns towards both Buster and referee 2. Diablo low blows the Destruction. The Destruction lets go of Jericho, then turns around. Both Diablo and Jericho double super kick the Destruction. Diablo jumps through the middle ropes, runs around the ring, and then grabs Buster's leg. Referee 2 turns around, then lays on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee 2. Bell dings. And here's your winners and the new JDW Tag Team Champions. Diablo and Jericho. The fabulous Freebirds, said announcer 3. Both Diablo and Jericho are cheering and holding up the titles. Man, what a match that was. I really thought the colossal connection had it in the bag, said announcer 2. They did have it in the bag. Until that damn Diablo cost them. And now we have Freaks as tag champions, said announcer 1. Well, up next, we have a ladder match coming up. For the JDW US Continental Championship, said announcer 2. Yes, well, we have a 9-man ladder match. Yes, I said 9-man ladder match here tonight. And we will have a new JDW US Continental Champion, said announcer 1. And here come the competitors now, said announcer 2. Rowdy versus the Ogre versus Guts versus Mr. Indestructible versus Wicked versus the Governor versus the Mountain versus the Hallowed versus the Cataclysm. One of these 9 men will be our new US Continental Champion, said announcer 1. Bell dings. All 9 men are attacking each other. I really believe this will be a brawl, said announcer 2. It definitely will be, said announcer 1. Guts jumps off the top rope. Both the Ogre and the Mountain catch Guts, look at each other, and then lift him over their heads. Guts gasping, gets thrown over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. "Oh, that's going to hurt tomorrow," said announcer 2. The ladder gets thrown at both the ogre and the mountain. Wicked turns around, then gets punched by the governor. Mr. Indestructible lifts the governor over his head, then throws him onto the hallowed. The Cataclysm appears behind Mr. Indestructible, holding a chair. Mr. Indestructible turns around, then gets hit with a steel chair. "These 9 competitors are really going at it here," said announcer 1. "That they are," said announcer 2. "And there goes the Cataclysm. He is climbing the rungs of the ladder, and he almost has the title," said announcer 1. Guts springboards off the rope, then drop kicks the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm falls off the ladder. Guts looks up at the title, then slowly climbs. Both the ogre and the mountain grab Guts again, then lift him up. Rowdy throws a ladder at all 3 of them. Both the ogre and the mountain drop Guts, then roll out of the ring. Guts looks, bounces off ropes, then jumps over the top rope onto both the ogre and the mountain. Rowdy smiles, then turns around. The governor spears Rowdy, turns around, and then gets kicked in the face. The hallowed grabs the governor, throws him through the middle ropes, looks around, sees no one, looks up at the title, smiles, climbs the ladder, gets to the top, then reaches for the title. The lights go out. People screaming. The lights turn back on. Wicked appears on top of the ladder, spits black mist into the hallowed's eyes, then pushes him off the ladder. The hallowed lands on the mat. Wicked looks at the title, grabs it, and then unhooks it. Bell dings. And here's your winner and the new JDW US Continental Champion. Wicked, said announcer 3. Wicked raises the title, then laughs. The lights turn off. People are screaming again. The lights turn back on. Wicked is gone. Well, we have a new US Continent Champion. Let's hope Wicked makes a great champion, said announcer 2. I think he will. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our very first official mixed tag team titles, where the women and men compete in tag team action, said announcer 1. Yes, and they're called mixed gender tag champions. And right now, we have the Jackal and Phobia versus the Edge and Melody. And here they come now, said announcer 2. Bell dings. The Edge and the Jackal are fighting. The Jackal gets bounced off the rope, then shoulder tackles the Edge. The Edge looks at the Jackal, then quickly stands up. Phobia tags herself in. The Edge holds out his hand. Melody tags herself in. Now we have Melody and Phobia starting off. Phobia shoulder tackles Melody. Oh, Melody really got a shoulder tackle, said announcer 1. Well, like you said, this is wrestling. If you want to be here, you need to beat the best, said announcer 2. Right, I did say that, said announcer 1. Melody clotheslines Phobia a few times. Phobia stands up. Melody drop kicks Phobia. Phobia rolls out of the ring. The jackal gets into the ring, then grabs Melody's hair. The Edge gets into the ring, then tackles the jackal. Both the Edge and the jackal roll outside the ring. The Edge punches the jackal. The jackal walks away, turns around, and then pokes the Edge's eye. The Edge groans, then gets pushed into the ring post. Melody appears on the second rope, grabs Phobia's head, does a tornado DDT, then covers Phobia. 1, 2, said referee 3. The jackal pulls Melody's leg. Melody stands up. The jackal looks at Melody, then turns around. Melody runs, bounces off the ropes, then drop kicks the jackal. The jackal goes into the barricade. "That's what you get," said Melody, standing up. Phobia rolls Melody up, then grabs her tights. 1, 2, 3. "Ring the bell," said referee 3. Bell dings. "Here are your winners. And your new JDW Mixed Gender Tag Team Champions, the Jackal and Phobia," said announcer 3. "Well, I didn't like how they won. But they are the new Tag Team Champions," said announcer 2. "Well, in this business, if you want a championship badly, you'll do anything. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached the main event for the night. To see who will be the first ever JDW Global Champion in a 15-man battle royal," said announcer 1. "Yes, and I can't wait to see who will win this battle royal and be our very first global champion," said announcer 2. "Well, here come the competitors now. The Edge versus Jester versus the Mountain versus the Scout versus the Volcano versus Sergeant versus the Ambassador versus Mr. Indestructible versus Hazard versus Smiley versus Snake versus Quicksilver versus Bizarre versus Buster versus the Sorcerer. One of these men will be our global champion," said announcer 1. Bell dings. "And here we go," said announcer 2. All 15 are trying to throw each other over the top rope. Bizarre gets thrown over the top rope, then lands on the floor. "Oh, there goes Bizarre," said announcer 1. The Sorcerer goes to throw the Edge over. The Edge reverses it, then throws the Sorcerer over the top rope. "The Sorcerer is gone," said announcer 2. Snake boots the Mountain in his face, then jumps onto the second rope. The Mountain pushes Snake over the top rope. "Snake has been eliminated," said announcer 1. Sergeant gets thrown over the top rope, lands onto the ledge of the ring, and then hits the Ambassador. Mr. Indestructible punches Sergeant. Sergeant falls off the ledge and then lands on the floor. Buster chokeslams Quicksilver. All 9 attack Buster. Buster leans against the ropes, then slowly gets lifted over the top rope. "The big man's gone," said announcer 2. Hazard picks up Quicksilver, then throws him over the top rope. "There goes Quicksilver," said Announcer 1. The volcano clotheslines both the ambassador and Mr. Indestructible, headbutts Hazard, then grabs Smiley by his throat. Smiley wraps his legs around the volcano, grabs the rope, and then pulls him over the top. The volcano lands on the floor. The ambassador sees Smiley on the ledge, then runs towards him. Smiley lowers the top rope. The ambassador goes over the top rope, then lands on the floor. Smiley waves, turns around, blocks Hazard, then punches him. Both the ambassador and the volcano grab Smiley's legs, then pull him off the ledge. "Oh, now, how's that fair?" asked Announcer 2. "Yeah, they should have been in the back already," said Announcer 1. "Well, we're down to 6 men," said Announcer 2. The scout holding Mr. Indestructible's head then points. People cheering. The scout goes to throw Mr. Indestructible over the top. Mr. Indestructible reverses, then throws the scout over the top rope. "That's what you get for wasting time," said Mr. Indestructible, turning around. Jester kicks Mr. Indestructible's side of his head, does a dance, then shakes his head. The mountain grabs Jester, then throws him over the top rope. "We're now down to 4 men. One of them will be our global champion," said Announcer 1. Hazard, Mr. Indestructible, and the Edge attack the mountain. The mountain leans on against the ropes. "They almost have him over," said Announcer 2. The mountain pushes all 3 of them off himself. Both Hazard and Mr. Indestructible get clotheslined. The Edge starts punching the mountain continuously. The mountain leans against the ropes again. The Edge bounces off the ropes on the opposite side of the ring and then runs towards the mountain. The mountain lifts the Edge over the top rope. The Edge lands on the floor. Mr. Indestructible punches the mountain a few times, then bounces off the ropes. The mountain goes to clothesline Mr. Indestructible. Mr. Indestructible ducks underneath, bounces off the other side of the ropes, jumps, then does a flying clothesline onto the mountain. Mr. Indestructible stands up, then cheers. Hazard appears behind Mr. Indestructible, grabs him, and then throws him over the top rope. Mr. Indestructible lands on the floor, looks at Hazard, jumps back onto the ledge, and then gets punched. Hazard yells at Mr. Indestructible, then turns around. The mountain grabs Hazard by his throat, then chokeslams him. "Well, one of these 2 will be our new global champion." "Who do you give it to?" asked Announcer 1. "It's anyone's ball game now," said Announcer 2. The mountain stands up, looks at Hazard, and then picks him up. Mr. Indestructible appears on the ledge. Hey, throw him this way. I'll pull the rope down." "Come on," said Mr. Indestructible. The mountain picks up Hazard, then bounces him off the rope. Hazard reverses, knees the mountain in his gut, then pushes him into Mr. Indestructible. Mr. Indestructible lands on the floor again. The mountain turns around. Hazard bounces off the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, runs full speed, then clotheslines the mountain over the top rope. The mountain lands on the floor. Bell dings. And here's your winner. And the new JDW Global Champion. Hazard, said announcer 3. The title is being handed to Hazard. Hazard is our first ever JDW Global Champion. I can't believe it. I really thought the mountain had it in the bag. But the speed of Hazard clotheslining the mountain over the top rope. It was unbelievable, said announcer 2. I agree with you there. I want to thank you, folks, for watching. This has been an unbelievable event. New champions for a new company. So long, everybody. And good night, said announcer 1, waving. Night, said announcer 2, waving. Crowd cheering. The end.